total smegheads. What have they done to the men who wear turtleneck sweaters and smoke a pipe? I mean, natural yogurt eaters. Reliable, sensible, dependable. And what's a good word for ended isn't. Obsessed with house prices and spends half his life in antique fairs looking for bargains and drinking wine. It's never beer, is it? It's always wine. What do you want on your cornflakes, darling? Oh, I'll have some wine, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, the star of Red Dwarf, Charig Charles.
Well, Mr. President, I'm taking a fifth. Well, what do I do now, you know? I've never done one of these things before, as I keep saying, so I don't know the rules. And if I knew them, I'd break them anyway. Say anything that... I'm sorry, I'm being prompted. Colin Baker, directing. Oh, no, I couldn't do that. I got ejected from a bar in Indianapolis the other night. I'm not proud of myself. It was good fun though. Some of you people have driven like miles and miles, I hear. Some people have driven like 7.5 hours and things. I just say you're bloody mad. So, what kind of questions do you people have in mind? Bearing in mind that I know nothing. How many people here have seen, say, 4 series? That's right, because in Indianapolis they only play like one. They played one, haven't they, somewhere? Not big in Indianapolis, are we, you know? We still make Red Dwarf, by the way. I go back to England and we're going to make Series 6. Awooga! Careful, alert! Yeah, I've got to go back and make Series 6. And I'm also doing this thing called Cyberzone, which is really interesting. It's going to be the world's first virtual reality television show. And it's kind of like as virtual reality as you can get in a 2D medium. You know. That's going to be fun. And my middle name's Joseph, and I'm a Cancer. Fire away, go on. Question number 1.
How did you get started in acting?
Excuse me, I'm pointing at this lady here. How did I get started in acting? I'm a poet by kind of a profession. I was a poet. I used to do a show called Saturday Night Live in England, which was a kind of same sort of idea as your Saturday Night Live over here. And I was working with a guy called Paul Jackson doing that. And he produced Red Dwarf, he produced Saturday Night Live. And one day he sent me the part of the cat and said, asked me to read it, see if I thought it was like racist or something. I said, no, it's just cool. But I wouldn't mind trying out for the part of Lister. And they hadn't really thought of me, so I just arrived at the auditions and walked in and they said, oh, you don't have to audition, you're Lister. You know, and I got really concerned about people thinking I'm, you know, because you can't do things subconsciously, can't you? I kind of got concerned that people were going to think I was a slob, you know, and all this. So I go to Rob Grant and Doug Nail and I'm saying to them, hey guys, I'm really worried. Rob Grant tells the story better than I do, but he goes, I said, listen guys, I'm really worried that people think I'm listening, you know, think I'm a slob and all that kind of stuff. And while I was saying it, I'd taken a sausage off Danny placed the cat, squirted some tomato ketchup on the table, and I was rubbing the sausage in it and eating it. It's all subconscious, you know. And Rob Grant and Doug Nail going, Craig, you're Lister. Believe us, trust us, you're Lister. So ever since then, Lister's been kind of based on me, really. You know, I'm trying to tidy him up a little bit, though, you know, let him lose a little bit of weight, maybe get kissed by a girl one time. You know, because like in this Series 5, which you haven't seen yet, which is going out now, remember the dead guy gets laid 3 times. saying to me? I'm a hot-blooded marriage like anybody else, and I have had so much as a kiss in this show. So that was the kind of introduction to acting, really. But when we first started off, we did the pilot for Red Dwarf, and there was a BBC strike, as there always is. So they cancelled it for like 6 months. So I did a lot of acting in between then, just to kind of learn the trade, as it were, kind of made all my mistakes in public and things like that. So, but as the series has gone on, we've all got kind of better. Because at first, in series 1, although it has its peculiar charm, we were all pretty crap actors in it, you know. Luckily the scripts kind of saved our lives, you know. But as it's got on, we all think we're Robert De Niro now. You talking to me? Are you talking to me? Well, there's nobody else here. Question number 2. What's your name and where'd you come from? I'm gonna ask you a question now. Well, yeah, we make 6 a year, Red Dwarf. What they do is they give you a budget, and you know, they give you quite a big. I put my hat back on. They give you quite, you know, they give you a budget, and you can make anything in that with that budget. You can make 26 shows if you wanted, you know. But we look at it as like, you know, if we make 6, and we pour all the money into those 6. Don't try this at home, folks. You know, if you make 6 and you pour all the money into making those 6, you kind of get. They're not my normal brand. Don't even write this down, okay? Charig Charles does not smoke GPC approved lights, you know. These cigarettes are too sexy for me. We make 6 and we pour all the money into those 6, so we get relatively solid shows, and the special effects, you know, have been kind of getting better and better and better, and we've been pouring all the money into that. So we make 6 and we don't make 26, because, you know, if you're making 26 shows, you know, the plots are going to suffer, the scripts are going to suffer, the gags are going to suffer, and at the end of the day, we're all going to get bored an awful lot quicker, you know. And like, you know, everyone enjoys making Red Dwarf, but it'd be pointless making it if we didn't like it anymore. So doing 6 a year takes us about 3 months to do 6. And then after that, I do a show in England called Them and Us, which goes out on BBC One, and that's kind of, I play us. Right? And I do a show called House of Stars. I read tarot cards. And what a gig, yeah. I read tarot cards, and it's like an interview show. I interview stars on television, and I read their cards for them. It's just a great prop for an interview. You pull a love card out and you go, oh, tell me about girlfriends, you know. It's so, and I do that. And I do a radio show on Radio 4 with a guy called Ned Sherrin, and that's called Loose Ends. And that's pretty good, I like that. It's very satirical. And Ned Sherrin produced the program in the 60s from England called That Was the Week That Was. And, you know, he's kind of a respected guru of comedy. He's my comedy guru, anyway. But he's very, very posh, talks like that. Hello. Went to Oxford, you know. Yes. Splendid chap. Okay, old boy? Yeah, I like Ned. Question number 3.
Okay, this takes a bit of a lead-in, but
oh, God. Okay, can I let
at the first convention, a lot of stars are flat out amazed when they come to these conventions, and there's a whole crowd of people who know who they are, and are there to see them. What's your reaction to now that you had this first?
More, please. No, it's a bit weird because the roles are reversed. Yeah, I'm kind of quite famous in England now, I suppose. And they don't make Doctor Who no more, you know. So like, you know, we're kind of like the Red Dwarf posse, or the major posse in town. And I'm playing second Billy here till Sylvester McCoy, you know. Which I don't mind because isn't he a funny man? I mean, I was supposed to be the comedian, and this guy's kicking my ass, you know. You know, he's such a funny man. So, but in England, it's kind of, you know, we're kind of all sort of famous. And in New York, it's kind of getting that way now. You know, I got recognised on Broadway. I was walking down the road, this is funny. I went into a liquor store because I drink. Steady. So I walked into this liquor store and I heard River say, "You gimboid." Nah, it's me. Can I have a bottle of that Sancerre there, please? And you're a smeghead. Is it me, or is someone playing Red Dwarf and the door opened and these guys went... You've only got 5 of his mates. Apparently they play on WLIW in New York and one guy can't get the channel, so he gets his mates to tape it. And they all watch it while they're working in this liquor store at night and on Broadway. It was really freaky, you know. But yeah, I've enjoyed it actually. I always thought convention. It was a bit of a stigma for me and conventions. You know, it was always like one of those things that actors did when they weren't working. Do you know what I mean? So I've never come to one before. I haven't said that, I've never been invited. No, but I'm enjoying it. It's great fun, isn't it? It's great fun. At a party, who's staying near my room? Because I had a party last night and I apologised profusely. Because it got a bit loud. The whole hotel was ringing up and complaining, you know. And we were like, what's the matter? It's a rock zone. There's a pity the cat couldn't come. I wanted the cat to come with me, you know, because we can hang out together, but he's in Carmen Jones at the moment, it's a musical in the West End of London, you know. The cat's an actor. He's a dancer, actually. Chased me. So I take all of that back. Easy to find dancers. Did you ever see the episode where we did tongue time? It's rocking. The cat choreographed all that. Danny John Jules made me do those things. I hated it. You know, Chris and Danny, they were right up for it. You know, I hated everything. You know. I had these high heel shoes on, these high heel paint and leather white boots. Okay, not my style. And we had this kind of silver floor. So every time I tried to move, I'd just slip everywhere. It's like the outtakes of that are criminally insane, you know? There's one where I slip and bring Danny and Chris up. And of course, they keep the cameras rolling. There's actually an outtakes reel. But I haven't got it, he won't give me it. I was going to bring it over, but he said, because it's like, you know, some profanity and things like, you know, when we lose control, you know. Do you mind me smoking? Because I know people don't like it these days, do they? You know, the world has been run by safety Nazis. Seek health, seek health, seek health. Being a smoker is a bit like being a second-class citizen, isn't it? You know, soon we'll have tobacco leaf tattoos on our foreheads. They'll make us live in ghettos, colour, race, creed. It'll all be ignored. It'll be nicotine and non-nicotine. I'm talking about tobacco apartheid. If you think about it, we have to sit on different seats on the buses. It's disgusting that a man is not allowed to sit next to another because of the colour of his lungs. Tobacco apartheid, ladies and gentlemen. The world's being run by safety Nazis. When Kate Waldheim resigns as President of Austria, you've got a nice little job lined up with the anti-smoking campaign. Sorry.
Red Dwarf shows on PBS stations here, and it's the only place it possibly could show. Our networks would never, ever show Red Dwarf. It's considerably rawer than what will play on American commercial TV. How is it that English TV manages to produce comedies that are so much sharper?
Well, the BBC is not, for a start, the BBC is not a commercial station, you know. It doesn't have to please anybody, really, you know, to get its money, do you know what I mean? It's like, whereas American TV, it's all the philosophy of the dollar, isn't it, you know, and you've got to please the man who's trying to sell the brand new Ford, you know, and, you know, so it lends itself to the safety Nazi philosophy, you know, and make everything bland, make everything safe, don't offend anyone, whatever you do, don't offend anyone, that kind of thing. And the BBC really hasn't got that consideration, so we can actually, you know, pour money into things that take a while to work. The first series of Red Dwarf, if the second series hadn't been commissioned, before the first one went out, then the second series would never happen, because we've got like about 500,000 people watching it, and it costs an awful lot of money to make. So we haven't got that financial consideration. Plus, sometimes you kind of get the feeling as though some Americans have a comedy bypass. They went to they take my laughter muscles out, because I mean, a lot of the comedies, apart from like Cheers and Roseanne, which I kind of think are too fine pieces of American work, but apart from some of those, some of the stuff I've seen on set has been so bland, boring, kind of comedy that when you see it you think, so what, where's the laughs, and so that's a consideration. They tried to make an American version of it. They've made a pilot, but apparently they're not going to put it out. They're not going to do the series. And I'm going over to LA on the 6th to say with David Zuckerman, the head of comedy at NBC. What could he want to talk to me about, They asked me to do this American Red Dwarf, and it was a case of, why? Why do an American Red Dwarf? I mean, it's not. Look, I have kind of a strong Liverpool accent, if you're wondering where I come from, by the way. So I suppose their consideration was that people wouldn't understand what I said. But if you were making one specifically for the Americans, you'd always slow down a little bit, Maybe talk a touch more English. Hello, listener, Dave, listener. Your plans for world domination are sharply mistaken. So I think Americans have a lot of problems because they've got so many people here. They've got so much a consumer society. They're trying to sell things to you all the time. That we haven't got that on the BBC. There's no adverts on BBC television, You don't have to, every 2 minutes you don't go away to the adverts like you do here. Anyway, now a word from our local stations. Does that answer your question satisfactorily? He tried to make an American Faulty Towers as well, didn't he? Blasphemy! Any questions? Yeah. The mind boggles. I wouldn't mind seeing that, actually.
Oh, yes, you would.
What?
Yeah, I was just wondering, since they're not here, can you tell us your opinion of or any stories about River and Right?
That's what it comes down to in the end. What about the gossip? What do you want to know? I think everyone's... Pardon? Real. Get a life! No, of course not. No, he just sticks that on for the show. Shocked me, I know. Shocked me, because when I met him, I thought, "Where's your H-man?" No, Chris is very much like Rimmer. No, he's not such a smeghead. He's not like completely obsessive. But then again, I'm not such a slob. It's kind of you can't take the personalities and you highlight them and you magnify them. It's like caricatures of real people, And Chris has got a lot of Rimmer in him. For instance, Chris probably likes to train spot. Do you know what that is, train spotting? That's when you go to a train station and write all the numbers down of the trains, and then you try and get every train. Yeah, so if this is 15008, I haven't got that one. That completes the whole 15000 set there. Well, oh no, I've got 15000. There's 15009. And Chris, mixed model, he collects old cars. Chris has got, he's such a rich man. He collects old cars. He's got like old Bentleys and old E-type Jags and all that. So he's kind of a wash the car on Sunday, man. He's always out there fixing up his old cars and old motorbikes. And he builds model railways and does all stuff that really bores the shit out of me. He lets his hair down sometimes, don't he? And the cat is very... How do you do, Danny? Danny John Jules is one of the world's most lovable men. But after about 3 months, it's kind of time to say goodbye to him for a while. He's kind of, he's not as overbearingly vain as the cat is, but he likes to look good, And and he's a dancer. And he's from London, he's not American or anything. He talks like that, so yeah, could cost ya. Oh, not a bit of you, mate, not a bit of you. Apples and pears, are you sure? What do you want, son? So he talks a bit like that. And Chris Barry originally was an impressionist, a very famous English impressionist. Ever see Spitting Image over here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, Chris Barry's there. A lot of the voices behind Spitting Image is Chris Barry. There's a lot of voiceovers in England on radio. The man has earned so much money off adverts, it's untrue. Every 20 adverts in England, at least 5 of them are Chris being someone else. Chris, I had to box his ears one time, because Chris actually did an advert in my voice.
Did I sign your name on
I made them give me the money. I want the money now. Yeah, so, and Robert Llewellyn's, he's kind of, he's like only white middle-class men can be, you know, he's sort of riddled with that. He's crying, you know, he's got all that guilt and that anxiety in the act. Is anxiety the same as angst? Couldn't be really, they wouldn't waste a word, would they? But he's got that kind of middle-class sort of angst and sort of, he's very liberal, he cares about everything and, you know, he doesn't necessarily agree with you, but he'll defend your right to say it. You know, and that's real nice. And Hattie's a doll. Hattie Hayridge is gorgeous. She's like she's another London girl, you know, working class London, you know. And she's one of England's best stand-up comics. That's what she does, day in, day out. And Norman Lovett, who's my favourite Holly, I'm afraid to say. Steady. Norman Lovett is, well, the reason he's not doing Holly anymore is because he wanted more money. He turned into Robert De Niro overnight. You know, he wanted to turn up, he wanted to do less work for more pay. And like, there was a major contractual wrangle. And, pardon? If you're going to heckle, can you do it louder? He wanted more money and they wouldn't give him it, so he left the series. He does a series of his own now in England on Channel 4 called A Load of Lovett. And it's dead funny. He's got brilliant timing. I used to love doing the scenes with Norman because his timing is... See, when Red Dwarf first started out, me and Rimmer did a big complicated scene, and then a cat come in for the woofer, you know, steal a punchline. Or Norman Lovett come on the screen and put you down, you know. So these guys are there to steal the punchlines, you know. We'd be doing the work, and the cat would come in, bang, bathe in the glory, and then glide off again going, fish! That's mine, oh, this is mine. Except that bit, don't want that, but this is mine. You know, so that's the way it kind of was, but it's sort of developed, it's become more of a posse show now, kind of, you know, all the characters have developed and moved on. The cat in Series 5 has become much less catty, I suppose. A lot less. As time's gone on, you know, that's BBC special effects. Man goes with a meteorite. But as time goes on, it's like everyone's kind of... The cat's become more human because he's, I suppose, you can justify it by saying he's been knocking around with Lister. But he's a lot less catty. He doesn't James Brown it as much as he used to. I used to love all of that, you know. It's impossible doing a scene with him, though. You have to do it 6 or 7 times. He will never deliver his lines. He's always just looking in the mirror and like, looking at the audience and he's saying, do the line, Danny, do the line. The pubs are open, come on, man. And, you know, it always takes longer, you know, because we film it in front of a live, it's like this, we film it in front of a live audience, show the audience the sets here. Which is weird, you know, because it's always like, it's like a play, you know. But I need that does his lines, and it takes hours when you're doing scenes with Danny. Chris is very regular, you know, very regimented. In at 9, works damn hard all day, has a reasonable lunch, not too extravagant, maybe a bottle of wine, and then home to play with his cars, or his train set, or himself. I love them all deeply. I really do. That's why we still make it, you know, because 5 years is a long run in English television, really. And like the reason we still make it is because like we enjoy each other's company for 3 months. But after that, you know the way, you know, you work from 10 till 10, after about 3 months though, you kind of want a break. Because, you know, you think my personality's big? 5 of those egos in the room, it's real bad. You know? We have to leave our egos outside, there's not enough room for them, you know? The sports bar. Never go there, the fascists. Yeah, well, I'd had a couple of whiskies, and I asked him, it was about 3 o'clock in the morning, and I asked to go to the toilet. He goes, no, the bar's closed. So I just looked at the toilet, and he threw me out. I had it on my head. I was drunk, though, so I'm not proud of myself. That doesn't happen all the time, I assure you. I haven't seen this new Red Dwarf 5 which is going out. Do you want me to tell you some of the plots? Or will it spoil it for you?
No.
You don't want to hear?
We won't see it.
They've aired Series 5. It's only just finished in England this week. Wow. St. Louis is a funky place. I got strip searched once in St. Louis. Travelling to New Orleans, I got strip searched, and he put their finger up your bum, which is a bit embarrassing. Because they don't even kiss you when they're doing it, you know. I don't know what this guy was looking for. Yeah, that's my prostate. You know? But yeah, the strip search in St. Louis for having. I had sleeping, you know, because when you're doing the flights, it's inevitable working on English television that you always sit next to a fan, you know, who wants to tell you in-depth details of his life and what he was doing when he was watching you doing what you were doing. That's when it gets confusing, you know. And so I always take a few sleeping pills and bump. And then they all think he's rude, didn't say a word, very uncommunicative. And so I had the sleeping pills on me, and I didn't have a prescription, so they went away and analysed them. And these St. Louis guys, they were like 6'7" wide, you know? These guys came in 3 sizes, Olympic jumbo, and oh my God, they're moving towards me, you know? One of these guys was born on the 8th, 9th, and 10th of June. And it was a struggle, you know? So intimidating, but I made it to New Orleans. I've been directing, I've been here for a few months. I didn't just come over on the plane. I've been directing pop videos. They give you a big budget and loads of power. The power to stop New York traffic and say, okay, action. It's great. Just think all that power, and it's definitely in the wrong hands.
So what were you doing in New Orleans? Or you were directing video?
I was directing a pop video for a young lady called Suzanne Rattigan, who's a young Irish pop star who's releasing her first album. And I directed her first single. It was called To Hell With Love. And the opening line is, get out of my face, boy, I'm telling you, don't leave a trace of a smell of you. She's kind of a tough rocker chick, you know. Scared the hell out of me. Yeah.
On the first season, they had the girl play Christy Chance and C.P. Grogan. Did she come back, and what did she like in real life?
Claire Grogan. Did you ever hear a band called Altered Images? She was the lead singer, you know, happy birthday, happy birthday. She was the lead singer for Altered Images. So she's like a Scottish pop star. And I don't know. I don't know why there's a problem at Kachansky for so much. I think the guys didn't like the way she acted. You know, I didn't mind. I thought she was quite reasonable, you know. Yeah, no. And damn good to look at. But I don't know. I think Kachansky may come back in Series 6, but I don't think it will be in the form of C.P. Grogan. I think Claire... I don't know. I think she'd like to come back, but I think Rob and Duke don't like it. For some reason, you know. So I don't think Claire will come back. But I hope Kachansky comes back, because, you know, I've been in space for a long time now, man, you know? I only get laid in parallel universes, you know? That's no fun. I end up getting pregnant. That's no good. Damn. A lot of girls like that show. A lot of the girls come and say, why doesn't that happen in real life, you know? Yeah, well, Justice Will. Did you see Justice Will? Have you seen that episode?
Oh, yeah.
That was a strange show. It was a great concept, though, wasn't it? You know, I love the burn when I'm burning the bed. Close my jacket, sets fire.
Yeah.
Because I do that. I do my own stunts, you know. I'm a space hero. Chris can be a bit nesh. You know when we did that one where we played Ace Rimmer? He played Ace Rimmer. And then we come out of the spaceship and there's like a Volkswagen engine with a wind machine behind it, blowing wind at us. And 2 fire engines chucking water at us. And this is on the outtakes take that we've got. Chris goes, this is the 3rd take we're doing now. And he goes, if you have to do it anymore, I want a double. I went, come on, Chris, we're supposed to be space heroes. And there's like a big laugh on the control room. It's all on the outtakes tape, yeah. You got to kind of keep your feet on the ground in this show. You know? How would Casey put it? You got to keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars. Someone shoot him for me, will you please? The oldest rocker in town, you know. Casey.
Dick Clark. Dick Clark, a big teenager.
Is he? Well, I don't know Dick Clark.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah, is that good? I don't know Dick Clark.
American Bandstand.
American Bandstand. Not even seen that. Sorry, I'm not from your culture. This is like a little group seminar workshop situation, exchanging cultural values and views, man. Yes.
What was your favorite episode?
Oh. Somehow, it's a weird one. First one, because I got a job. That's always a good one. I like time slides a lot because, did you ever see time slides? That's where season 3 where we go through the photographs. I actually got to work with my brother then, Emil Charles, he's my younger brother. He played me going, And incidentally, the band, I don't know if all of you will be familiar with this band, but the band that we were playing with there were Napalm Death. We were like a massive rocker band in England. You know, they do 2-second long songs like, bleh. That's it, man, you know. These guys give feedback a good name, though. They're really good, you know. And we were playing with Napalm Death. So I enjoyed doing time slides because I got to work with Emil and I got to work with Kustar. Didn't get kissed. You know, I'm married to the world's most beautiful woman, Sabrina Mulholland-Jones, and I didn't get kissed. But she used to be Prince Andrew's girlfriend. So it was kind of nice just to look, you know. Because you get all those fantasies in your head, well, maybe not. That was kind of strange. But so time slides was good. I enjoyed doing backwards, although I nearly killed myself. It's true. I was ambulanced off the set. Did you ever see backwards? It's like, yeah. So I had to walk backwards into a lake. Clever thing to do, you know. As you do, you know, you walk back into the lake. So I had to walk backwards into this lake, and I had all these weights in my trousers and in my boots and that, so I would submerge. And then they, like, you know, rewind the film. It looked like walked out the water, and I was dry when I got to the end. So I walked back into the water, gung-ho, doing all my own stunts. And like, I'm up to my shins in mud, and I've got these weights, and I can't get out. And I've got to shout with action, and action. And they all dived in and pulled me out. I was breathing water, you know. It was a real touch and go kind of thing. But I enjoyed doing that because the backwards fight sequence was great because I love getting thrown through windows and all that, you know. It's like a boy's own story. And when you get thrown through a window backwards, it's even cooler. But so I enjoyed that because it was real complicated and you had to get your head around it. Because, I mean, sometimes there's a lot of flaws in the script, you know. Sometimes we're moving forward in time and everyone else is going backwards. And then sometimes we're going backwards and everyone else is going forwards. And, you know, so kind of some flaws in the script, but we kind of created our own laws as we went along, I suppose. But that was a good one to film. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the Vindaloo monster. When I got a chance to play Robocop, you know, a 2-foot-high version of Robocop. You know. He said, Craig, you've got to be Robocop. And I went, great. And then he went, you'll only be 2 foot high. Oh, thanks, guys. You know? But a Vindaloo is an extra hot Indian curry. Apparently, you don't have it in this country. Well, Vindaloo was an extra hot Indian curry, and after an Indian curry, the only thing you want is a lager to take the taste of it, I suppose. So that's where the joke, you know, Vindaloo. Or was it lager, the only thing that can kill a Vindaloo? That's where it came from. But that was good fun. That was good fun. It was bloody stupid. It was stupid, like an idiot, you know? But I enjoyed that. It was a giggle. What others? I liked a lot of season 2. I thought season 2 had some of the best gags in. Some of the jokes in season 2 were great. The scene where I got exploded across the console was really good. You know, I'm doing all that, putting all them wires together, and Holly's going, I think it's the yellow K. Or was it the white K? I go, and Holly goes, yes, the yellow K. Definitely. Yeah, I enjoyed that. I kind of like the explosions getting blown up. There's a lot of that in Series 5, this new series. It's kind of a lot of stunts and that kind of stuff. It's good fun, you know. Because filming, believe it or not, can be so boring, you know. It really can, you know. You're standing around on set all the time, you know, you're smoking cigarettes and drinking coffee. And, you know, waiting for your turn. So it's real boring, you know. And if you've got like explosions and you're getting flown into things and all that, it kind of takes away the monotony of just doing the lines, you know. An actor's life, eh? Oh, stop! I'm losing my lunch. Yeah, I actually, they made me go and have an early lunch. They made me go. Get out of here, they said. So I went over to Denny's, and well, class act. Oh, I thought, well, I can have a drink, you know. Just have a drink in Denny's. A root beer was the only beer I got. And that's well, how can you people drink that stuff? What is that? It's just like chemicals. It's very strange.
American beer.
I don't mind American beer. I don't mind American beer that much. It's all right. It's not as good as the old European stuff, though. Not British stuff. I mean, real ale, if you go to England, you've got to get some Cheapston's old Peculiar down your neck. I mean, this stuff is like, you know, it's the gravity on it is... It's good stuff, though. But, I like it a lot. I've been in America a lot now, you know. I'm kind of enjoying it more and more, you know. I have a curiosity, a value over here, you know. I kind of talk differently and different sense of humour. And sorry, don't yawn. Am I boring you? Different sense of humour and that.
I up too late last night.
I know. Sorry about that. Look, complaints tonight. Can you just go straight to the desk with them? Okay.
No, actually, I'd like to be invited.
Well, the door was open. You know, it was like...
What's the road number?
It was, hey, steady. You want the cat? No, it was originally in 141. It was originally in her room over there. And her neighbours were safety Nazis. Her neighbours were banging on the walls and calling the police. Security guard turned up and so they all moved into my room then. Mr. Muggins goes, all right. So he went to my room and caused even more trouble. It's good though, because I don't want to sound like I'm just a wild, crazy, you know, sort of the English John Belushi or something, you know? It's kind of like that. But it's kind of good to let your hair down, because I've been directing, as I say, in New York and New Orleans, and you have to concentrate so much more, because you're in charge kind of thing, you know? And you've got the record company worrying about it, you know, and they're giving you this really big budget, and you've got thousands of dollars in your hand, you're like, what are we going to, let's blow up a bottle of steam, eh? Yes, sir.
Where will your videos be aired? In America?
They're going to be on MTV, the kind of MTV video is going to be that MTV cut, that mind-numbingly fast beat, cut, and there's always a girl in a bed. You know, on MTV videos, there has to be a babe in a bed. I mean, otherwise, you know, it's not a video at all. It's shocking. So it's kind of, you know, just to get into it and let them love me. I'm getting 10 minutes. What's that mean? What, 10? Oh, we've got 10 more minutes, guys. Get those questions in big and fast. Okay. Okay, here's your start of it. Yes.
Well, a lot of us who watch your program, other programs, relax. Besides drinking, what would you do to relax?
Steady. I go to comedy clubs to steal material. No. I go and see a lot of comedy, go and watch a lot of live music. And I just went to see U2 at Meadowlands and at Madison Square Garden. You don't like U2? But Irish, and I was born in Donegal, so, you know. So I went anyway. And like a friend of mine, a girl called Kate Hyman, she's the A&R, head of A&R for the record company Embargo, who I've just shot this video for. And she met Philippe Yanou, American-French director of affairs of the Heart with Kim Basinger. Jammy kid. And Rattle and Hum. And she met him and flew to Las Vegas within the hour and married him. Wasn't that wacky? And she's asking me for my consent, and I'm going, okay, you're drunk, you're married. But she was on MTV all yesterday. They were reporting about it. So I go to a lot of live gigs. There's like a guy called, American kind of jazz musician called Gil Scott-Heron. Works out of Washington, D.C. I like his stuff. Go and see him. I like English bands, I like Liverpool bands, and I like The Farm. Been to The Farm. This is not going down well. Pardon? Yeah. I like The Farm and Lush and bands like that, and Jesus Jones and things like that. So I'm losing your attention now. Shall we move on? Yes.
Had any interesting conversations with an American police
Oh, the only one was I was coming out to Detroit, and I'm on the interstate, and I get stopped for speeding. It was a really hot day, and the policeman took his hat off and put it on the roof of my car to give me a ticket. So I robbed his badge. I thought, well, I'll go for it. I mean, if I get caught, I'll laugh it off. And if I don't, well, I've got this badge. So I've got the badge, and I actually wear it on Lister's jacket now. So I've got a Detroit policeman's badge. He must have got into right shit as well, you know, when he got back to the station. Where's the badge? But no, I mean, only to ask directions. I haven't really kind of had it. I hope I'm not giving the wrong impression of myself here. You know? I'm not completely insane. But really? Go right to jail. Well, I got away with it, so I think you would have seen the funny side of it. Any more? Yay.
What other pop groups have you done videos for?
A girl called Beverly Craven. I always work with females. So Beverly Craven, the Promise Me video. She's an English star. She hasn't really made it in America. It's generally English bands I've worked with, and you kind of guys don't really know them yet. But they're all going to happen now. Yeah.
Go ahead, Nick.
Well, I've done Suzanne Rattigan, Beverly. I did the Pogues. A little bit with the Pogues. They are completely mad. In fact, I do a thing called the Rogues now in my show, my stand-up show, because they always come on stage completely drunk, you know. That's why they let me direct it. So and he bangs a tea towel on his head. So I did this Mickey takeoff one night, and they loved it before a Pogues gig. I always get on stage wrecked, well and truly cuts, social steaming, plastered right out of me nuts, really off me head in a brewer's droopy way. But when I forget the words, I can always say farewell to my kidneys, my liver and my spleen. Put them in a plastic bag, you don't know where they've been. I'll have cirrhosis of the liver in the morning. Total kidney failure without warning. Thank you.
Just want me to ask you to do the snot rap again.
You want me to do? Okay. I am. listen to people. I do this thing in my show as well. I do this. Oh, fuck off. I've got an affliction. I've got a disease. The snot won't stop. The sneeze won't ease. I've got a problem. Snot rap. I got a problem. It's not. I go to the shops. I go to the shows. The snot keeps dripping out of everybody's nose. I got a problem. Snot rap. But now, what am I going to do tonight, you know? Yeah.
Second verse.
Oh, I don't know the way to tongue-tied. I never knew them when I was doing it, you know? It was a strange, strange afternoon filming something. Because we had all these dancers, and they were real dancers, you know, and they were excellent. They made us look so stupid, you know? And those red suits, you know? This is all Danny's idea, you know what I mean? Danny thinks, oh, with all the red suits with ruffles and white boots. Oh, I hated him for it.
That's what the guy that played Rimmer is like.
Pardon?
That's what the guy that plays Rimmer is like.
What, in real life?
Yeah.
Chris? Where have you been, man? Oh, you just came in? Well, oh God, he's a very fine chap, a lovable human being. I love him dearly. I wish he was my brother. I want to have his children. His father is a brigadier general. He grew up in Northern Ireland. I went to a military academy. He's an impressionist of the highest order. He's richer than anyone. The man is richer than anyone. And he's in love. He's an actor, though. You know, he's one of those. He's one of those ones who, if asked, he'd say, "I suppose my greatest love is theatre." I did 6 months in the West End doing a play called Teachers, and I tell you, after about a month, I was bored out of my head, doing the same thing all the time. So I started changing the lines. And no one would go with me. So I was saying things, and they would come back with expressions, and they sounded completely stupid. You know? But I was having a right kick, though. I was really going with it, you know? So, I did that, but theatre kind of ties you down an awful lot. You know, you've got to be in the same city for a start. All that time, you know? And 8 shows a week, and I hate matinees. Because matinees are always, no matter if there's the most successful show in the world, matinees are always empty, you know? And there's nothing more, you know, soul destroying than, you know, than playing your heart out to less than 15 people. I actually went to a one-man show once where the audience, there was more in the audience than on... Oh, that's right, I didn't go. That's kind of clever, that is. It's only a ripple effect, lads. I like Emo Phillips. Like Emo Phillips? I love that one where he goes, the other day I had an asthmatic attack, and 3 asthmatics attacked me. I know I should have heard them hiding. It's not right. It's the wind-up time. He's winding me up over there. I've got 1 minute left. 1 minute.
Who sings the ending credits song?
I don't know. Oh, the Elvis one was good, wasn't it? It was cold, yeah, that one was good. Yeah, there's a lot of kind of different endings. It's some girl that Howard Goodall got in, she's a session singer, and she came and sang it. I don't know who she is. Never met her. I used to hate it, you know, when it first came out, it was like, what, goldfish shells snapping at me, what? This is space, man, space. And but I really like it now. I prefer it. Everyone, there's kind of purists and there's kind of people who don't mind it. But you know, when we changed it after season 2, we changed it into the up-tempo kind of thing. It was because it was such a downbeat start at first, you know. It was like, and it was like real serious. Whereas like with the new up-tempo rock guitar, Hendrix smash your guitar against your amp kind of opening, it kind of gets you going, you know, in the mood to laugh and all. That's a more up thing as a buzzword.